All right, everybody, what's going on? Good afternoon. Got some more receivers to get through now, and we are firmly into day 3 territory. These are guys in this group that are projected to be somewhere in the 6th round right now. So, 6th round receivers. I know it's not the sexiest thing in the world, but there is going to be some interesting stuff here. And this first guy we're going to talk about is actually one of the most interesting guys in this draft. It's Tyron Montgomery. You probably heard about him because he was really good at the Senior Bowl, and he's also kind of, I don't want to say the only, but he is probably the main Division 3 guy in the draft this year. John Carroll University, so very small school, did not go to the combine, or I mean, yeah, he didn't go to the combine, couldn't find his age, couldn't even get official measurements. Some people say 6'1", other places say he's 5'11". I don't know exactly what it is. Some places say he's like 180 pounds. It's a little all over the place. But aggregate has him in about the 6th round, which I could see, but I could also see him going higher. He was crazy productive last year, had one of the best seasons of any college receiver. Obviously weaker competition, but over 1,500 yards on 145 targets, big time volume, 15 touchdowns, really good PFF grade. So there's something interesting going on with Montgomery. And the Senior Bowl dispelled, I think, a lot of concerns about him because he looked really good at the Senior Bowl. He was able to use his explosiveness to break open. He was able to win 50-50 balls, even though he's a smaller guy. He was able to make plays against Division 1 corners. So there's actually a lot going on here with Tymont that I think is good. He is a powerful route runner and he builds good separation, able to break open. He's got good hands, he's got good ball skills. There's actually quite a bit going on here that makes you think it's going to work at the NFL, but still, you're mostly going off of his production in Division 3. I don't know how big he actually is. If he's actually 5'11", it's hard to imagine he's going to be a good jump ball player in the NFL. And I'd definitely be a little bit cautious until we get more official word there. Not really a good run blocker, and you wouldn't really expect him to be playing at a place like John Carroll, but that's something that's not really going to be there for him. And he is older. I couldn't find his exact age. I don't know if it's 24 or 25. And he actually doesn't have a lot of experience. I think he's like a 2-year starter. So even though he had one really good year, the previous year he didn't really do much of anything. And then this last year he blew up, but it's a bad combination of age and rawness. So this is like your underdog story here. Good reason to believe he can overcome his background, in my opinion. I'd be cautious, but the belief is he would have tested well if he was at the combine. So 5th round grade for for me. I'm definitely rooting for him too. Pretty cool. Okay, next guy is going to be Cyrus Allen of Cincinnati. The Bearcats could not find his age either. Another small guy, 5'11", 180 pounds, so definitely lacking in the size department. Aggregate puts him around the 6th. PFF actually really likes him. They have him in the 4th round. Decent production the last 2 years, somewhere around a little over 1,400 yards, 95 catches, 16 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns last year, really good. And he's kind of a speedster, which you would expect from a guy his size. He's fast and he's quick. So his presence on the field does stress the defense. He's capable of finishing through contact, gets off the line of scrimmage pretty well. He's got moves to kind of release off a press. He's a good route runner as well, and he's a good mover. So there's more here than just a speedster. The problem is he is small, so when he is closely covered, it's hard for him to win the 50-50 balls, and he's got a very small catch radius, so you're going to have to hit him with an on-target throw. He's not going to be able to get to the off-target throws, and he's not really a big yak guy outside of maybe just his speed. He's not really going to make people miss. He's not going to run through people, so not really a yak threat. So because of that, even though he is a smaller speedster, he's not, in my opinion, really much of a return threat. So I like it. Fun package of skills and athletic ability. The body is probably the main thing holding Cyrus Allen back. I don't think he'll ever be a special player because he's too small. But I'd put him in the 5th round. I think there's enough here to be a decent receiver. The lack of returning value hurts, but I'd put him in the 5th. I think that's okay. I don't think there's anything too wrong with that. Eric Rivers next up here, the Georgia Tech, I believe they're the Yellow Jackets, 23 years old. Another speedster, another undersized speedster, gonna be a little bit of a trend here. 5'10", 176 pounds, so he is light. Not quite tutu Atwell territory, but getting there. He's got short arms too, which is gonna be a problem, by the way. But he flies. 4.35, 1.52, good vert, really good broad, so he's got some explosive movement skills as well. Big board, CBS is the one that really likes him here, but the aggregate puts him in the late 6th. And you can see he had a monster 2024. 2024, he had almost 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. That was kind of his big year, almost 19 yards per catch. 2025, not so much, but still, he was still out there. You know, he's still producing. So Rivers is a speedster. He gets open downfield, he runs straight lines down the field, and he stresses the defense vertically. And unlike the typical speedster, there's a little more here. This is not just a guy who runs in straight lines. He does show a little bit more ability to run intricate routes, and he is somebody who can utilize his speed to break off shorter routes. He's got good ball skills. He's got good punt return skills. He's going to be a good punt returner in this league, I think. So at the minimum, you're getting that. But the hands are not so great. Lackluster hands. Some red flags with his injury stuff as well. I think he missed all of, I want to say 2022 with an injury. His route running still needs to get better if he wants to become an every down contributor. And the problem is he's an outside receiver in college, but in the NFL, he might be relegated to the slot. And if that happens, then you lose some of the value. So not, and as much as he is a good punt returner because he's fast, I wouldn't really call him elusive. So you're not going to get that Dante Hall element here. You're going to get a guy who kind of makes his move and goes. So he doesn't offer a ton else than his deep threat ability. And the fact that he's so small that he might not be able to play on the outside kind of concerns me. So I go 6th round here. I think 6th round is about right. I can't really go higher than that. I like the speed, but there's not enough beyond that for me to really get excited here. And final guy for this video is going to be Barion Brown of LSU, 22 years old, so a little bit younger than a lot of the guys you find this deep in the draft. Another smaller guy, sub 180. Arms are actually decently long, though, so that's a plus. That makes things a little bit easier. 4.4 speed, 1.62 split, so fast, but not really quick. Big board, CBS likes him the most. The aggregate puts him in the very late 6th. Not a ton of production. Like 900 yards combined over the last 2 years, 80 catches. And even though he is a vertical field stretcher, look at how lackluster his yards per catch is. That kind of starts cluing you in on the problem here. Yes, he does have straight line speed. He does show flashes of being able to win in tight coverage and play physically to win 50-50 balls. It's not all just pure speed, but how much of that translates to the NFL, I don't know. To me, the main draw of Barion Brown is not his receiver skill, it's his kick returner skills. I think you could make an argument that he's the best kick returner in this draft, at least among the guys you don't have to spend a really high pick to get. To me, Barion Brown is almost more than anything else. You shouldn't even think about him as a receiver. You should think about him as a kick returner. Most of what he does is run in a straight line fast. He's not really elusive. He's not a good route runner, not a good catcher. Doesn't even really track the ball all that well, which is why he is ultimately kind of inefficient despite being a downfield threat. So I just don't think he's really much of a receiver. He's not even like fast to accelerate. That 10-yard split is problematic. So there's really nothing here other than being the good kick returner. But that's valuable, especially to this team right now, because I don't know who our kick returner is if we lose Shaheed in the coming days. So 6th round is fine, but just don't expect him to be a receiver. Just expect a kick returner, and that's about it. Uses straight line speed to chew up yards on kick returns, and I mean, that's fine, but just understand that's what you're getting into here. All right, I will see you guys later. Should be more stuff coming soon. I'm going to be really busy today, but I'm going to try to squeeze out the last 2 receiver videos. They might be posted late, but see you guys later. Go Hawks.